As we come to the top of the hour, we'll remind you that this is Bright Star 100.1, KYFM Bartlesville, KYFM HD1 Bartlesville, your home for Owasso Ram Sports. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry and Christian Favalora as the Hometown Insurance Agent Keith 2 countdown to kickoff continues. And on the John E. Kohler Custom Watches game clock, we have about 27 minutes until Owasso kicks off against the #1 team in the state tonight, the Broken Arrow Tigers. Steve Mowry, I tell you, looking across the way, the visitor stand starting to fill in. We're 27 minutes away. Band's playing Oklahoma. It's game night in Owasso.
Absolutely gorgeous night here in Owasso. It's good to be back home, Grant.
Yeah.
I have to travel down the turnpike over to Fayetteville and get back here with the energy of this Owasso home crowd. Don't know what weather is going to be like coming in tonight. Got a little bit of precipitation, but I can tell you this, we were here a couple of weeks ago, and it's much more comfortable here tonight than it was at that time against Bentonville West.
It was about 104 degrees here in the press box. I think I said at the time that if you didn't know Jesus, you might want to come up here and get a preview of what's going to happen. But yeah, you know, taking a look at what we've affectionately dubbed the Mowry Funeral Service color weather radar tonight, you know, we've got a little bit of rain down to the south of us, and you know, it was really kind of a concern this week because we see this tropical storm Gordon and the remnants of that moving toward eastern Oklahoma, or the trajectory looking like it was going to move toward eastern Oklahoma, but luckily for us, it took a turn at Fort Smith, went immediately north, and you take a look at northwest Arkansas where we were last week, and they're getting the brunt of the thunderstorms, most of it missing the greater Tulsa area. We've got some showers down toward Eufaula and Wilburton and McAllister. They're getting a little wet tonight, and in Oklahoma City it's starting to rain, but the good thing for us tonight is that all of this stuff is moving very, very, very slowly. It's not like the normal spring storms we see. It's just kind of hovering in the same place. So hopefully it'll hover where it is and not downpour on us tonight, because despite the fact that we have nice turf and we can do that, we need to be able to pass the ball effectively.
Well, and that's going to be key tonight in the matchup of our offense against the Broken Arrow defense. Broken Arrow coming in ranked #1 in the state and a record of 2-0 and looking to go 3-0 for the first time since 2008. And Coach Alexander has probably what is the most talented Broken Arrow ball club overall and experience-wise that he's had since the 5 years he's been here. So, and it's always an exciting matchup, Grant, when you get these Tulsa County 6A teams going after one another. You've got Jinx and Union down at the Backyard Bowl, and then Owasso BA here at the Crosstown Showdown. So it should just be an absolutely great night. I tell you what's more comfortable about this is the fact that we don't have the sun not only bearing down on us in the press box, but also the players. The ceiling is very low. The new LED lights are lighting up the field, and it's turned out to be just an absolutely gorgeous, perfect night for football.
Last week I was a little worried about the damaging UV rays bearing down on the Fayetteville press box, because when we were there, our visitors' press box was actually east to west, and it wasn't cloudy, so we were looking directly into the sunlight, which may account for some of our play-by-play last week.
Yes.
But, you know, you take a look at tonight, and this is the stuff the Friday night lights are made of. I mean, you know, for me, not growing up here, you heard about Owasso and Broken Arrow. You heard about Jinx and Union, and this is one of these storied rivalries that's going to bring a lot of people out tonight. And you kind of talk about how much difference a home team, a home crowd makes. You've been here for a lot of Owasso games, and I know the Rams just always play better in front of their own.
Well, and we got a picture of that last week after the big win over Bentonville West, traveling over to Fayetteville. Our crowd traveled great, but the trip and the youth and the distance just seemed to take its toll. We heard Coach Blankenship talking to us at his breakfast club every Wednesday morning, and he was talking about the energy just wasn't there.
Right.
And he has implored this crowd at the gathering last night on Main Street. He has really implored this crowd to get involved, be a participant, make some noise, because it does make a difference in the ball game. So I think what's going to be important, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, what's going to be important is the Owasso Rams cannot start slow tonight like they have the last 2 weeks.
If you were not at the gathering last night, you missed out, because, you know, we were on the porch of the Palatial Mowry building downtown, and you know, on that stage, you know, we had the band there, we had the Spirit Squads there. It was a loud atmosphere, and what Coach Blankenship said on stage, he said, you know, this is 10% of what we're going to see at Owasso tomorrow night, and we need everybody. Yes. So, you know, if you're at home and you're kind of teeter-tottering on the decision whether to come tonight, It's not raining yet. There's still seats for you. You can walk up and get a ticket. And definitely we need all the Owasso voices we can in the crowd to carry this team to a victory tonight because, with up to 18 returning starters on the Tigers end, it's going to be a challenge.
Well, and that's a team that went to the semifinals last year before losing to eventual state runner-up Union Redskins, and it's a ball club that's very good, very skilled. Coach David Alexander, the former TU football player, goes on to the Philadelphia Eagles and plays center. Well, being an offensive lineman, you know what he likes to do, Grant. He likes to play smash mouth football and run the football, and this year he has the size and the horses up front, but don't discredit the fact that they cannot throw the football as well. However, I think passing the football will be in favor of the Owasso Rams if they can protect the quarterback, Will Keeney.
Well, Steve, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Christian Favalora is going to jump in your seat, and he is going to talk with us and break down this game as well, and we'll have a Rams roundtable of sorts tonight. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Christian and get his take on the Broken Arrow Tigers tonight. The hometown insurance agent Keith 2, countdown to kickoff continues. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
Ram fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
With the Owasso Spirit Groups and the Pride of Owasso, it's set to bring you this evening's pregame festivities. Get on your feet, it's time for Owasso Rams football! Armed Forces to please stand for your respected service song as we salute our veterans with the Armed Forces Medley. The United States Army. United States Coast Guard. The United States Navy. The United States Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. We invite you to sing along as the Pride of Owasso presents the Owasso High School Alma Mater.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
United States Air Force. Major Rudy is the founder of the Folds of Honor Foundation, a fighter pilot with 3 combat tours in Iraq, the founder of the Patriot Golf Club, and a PGA professional. Folds of Honor, a non-profit organization, provides scholarships to the spouses and children of military service members disabled or killed in action. 2 weeks ago, Folds of Honor awarded 4,176 scholarships to bring the total to over 20,000 scholarships awarded across this great country to the family members of American soldiers killed in action or disabled in combat. The Owasso Athletic Department is proud and honored to have this true American hero, Major Dan Rooney, as our honorary captain tonight.
And it looks like that Broken Arrow has won that opening coin toss. And
won the toss. They
have deferred to the second half, so it looks like Owasso will be receiving to start things out as Owasso will move left to right on the radio dial, Broken Arrow moving right to left. We're about 11 minutes away from kickoff. Christian, we'll send you down to the sidelines. Thanks for being with us. Stay dry out there if you can.
I brought an umbrella, thank you.
Okay. Now, you know, this is an expensive microphone, a total of like $99.
I'd hate for it to melt. I'd hate for it to melt along with me.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Krista Favalora joining us. We'll take another break and be back right after this as the pregame show continues. You're listening to the Hometown Insurance Agent Keith 2 countdown to kickoff. This is Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension Doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
Army veteran. Lieutenant Kip Jennings, Army veteran. Firefighter and paramedic Josh Burke. Firefighter and paramedic Eric Gomez. And from the Owasso Police Department, Detective Kevin Gray, Army veteran. And Sergeant Ken Young, Army veteran.
Let's take on the Broken Arrow Tigers tonight. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mallory, Christian Favalora, Rob Williams keeping the stats tonight. Ryan Merrill patrolling the sideline with the video camera, and we've got plenty to do this evening as we get ready for one of the biggest games on our schedule, Steve, and this is definitely one that both teams have circled each and every year.
Well, and these are two great communities that love to come out for one another, and much like Jinx and Union, Owasso and Broken Arrow have a history. It would be great to see if the Rams could start out as well as they did last year, where Josh Proctor receives the opening kickoff and returns it 89 yards for a touchdown, a game where the Rams had 4 touchdowns from Bryce Cabrera, and then also Dylan Chin, Sam Thompson, guys we really miss in the offensive area, and Wayne Jones stopped an offensive drive with an interception in the end zone where the Rams came out with that victory 49-27. But overall, Grant, Broken Arrow has had the Rams number the last few years, winning 10 out of 12 games. Let's see if the Rams can keep that going here tonight. But this will probably be one of the most physical challenges that they'll face all season long, and a very well-coached Broken Arrow Tiger football club.
Take a look at the injury report. Keywan Hayes still out on the defensive side of the ball. Isaiah Jacobs still out on the offensive side of the ball. We're a little bit banged up coming out of Fayetteville last week, but that's something that Coach Blankenship, of course, is adjusting for.
Well, and we're going to miss one of our horses on the defensive line. Hilton Mosby is going to be out 3 to 4 weeks with that knee injury that he suffered. Don't know the extent of that, but had a chance to talk with Hilton. Not only do we miss his athleticism, but also his leadership on that defensive line. So the Rams going to be a bit short-handed, and next man up will have to step in and make some plays tonight. But I think one of the keys tonight, Grant, is the secondary is going to have to play smarter than they have maybe the last couple of weeks. A secondary that's given up over 700 yards, total yards in just 2 ball games. Got to see them be a little bit stronger. Fortunately, Broken Arrow overall doesn't throw the ball quite as well, but they can certainly put it in the hands of Noah Cortez, who is a very dangerous running back.
Here come the Rams. They are on the field, and we are just about ready to roll here. We'll take another timeout, be back for the kickoff and the starting lineups, brought to you by Duramax Roofing here in just a moment. This is Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Kalambia, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region, and we bring all of that power here to Owasso.
Michael Jackson Curtis, and again, Hilton Mosby out, Justin Neff in tonight, Steve, as we take a look at the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, so some adjustments there already, and I look for Coach Blankenship and his staff to maybe throw in a couple of wrinkles here tonight just to try to get some things going, catch the Tigers off balance, and you expect this to be a first quarter where each ball club kind of fills one another out, and then as the game progresses, sees what the defense is giving up and try to take advantage of that.
Well, we're just a few moments away from kickoff. Again, Broken Arrow will be kicking from left to right on the dial as the Owasso Rams will be deep to receive, and doing the honors will be Deuce Mayberry and Julian Stoner. Kicking from left to right for the Broken Arrow Tigers, it'll be Tyler Crawford. And we're just about set with a fresh new 12 minutes put on the clock, Steve, as we get ready for this one tonight in front of a standing room only fire marshal crowd here at Owasso Stadium. Everybody on their feet for the kickoff, and this one is underway. The end-over-end kick is going to be down, hang on just a second. And it'll be, I believe, 1st and 20 here for the Owasso Rams. They move right to left, Steve.
So the Rams will send their offense out first and see if we can't get something going. And again, Grant, as we mentioned in the pregame, I think it's going to be important for the Rams against a very good ball club tonight. Not that they haven't seen two good ball clubs already. They've got to start faster tonight. You've got to protect your quarterback, Will Keeney, as Broken Arrow very athletic on the defensive line.
Keeney under center with Ahmad Triplett to his left, quickly tosses to Triplett. He's up to the 24, 25, bear hugged and tackled by a Broken Arrow defender at the 26-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and 4, Steve, for the Owasso Rams.
Bryce Mariota in on the tackle, but that's the physicality we like to see of Ahmad, getting hit, contact made, and driving the defender.
Will Keeney, quick handoff. First man through is going to get up the left side of about the 30-yard line. He's close to a Westerman Financial Services first down. And on the run there, Steve, is going to be, I believe, I thought that was Van Landingham. Did I see the wrong number there? We'll see. Either way, it's the Westerman Financial Services first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
Like the mixture of plays we've got going so far.
In the shotgun, twins out to each side of the line. Triplett to Keeney's right. He's now going to be in motion to the right as Keeney with an empty backfield behind him takes a snap at whistle blow.
Be a procedure call, I believe, against the Rams. Those are the little things there, Grant, that won't show up so much in the statistics, but that's a big penalty because you don't want to be giving up ground on this Broken Arrow Tiger defense. They've only allowed 16 points coming in to tonight's game.
Will Keeney now with Eddie Nava next to him, trips out to the right this time. Split to the left for the Owasso Rams is Peyton Lusk. And Keeney's ready to take the snap off the left hash mark. He does so, handing off to Nava. Nava out around the right side is brought down behind the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, but after the penalty, that's going to bring up 2nd and about 13.
Zach Hawk able to come up and make the play. Made a nice tackle there. And again, Grant, I think we're having some issues in trying to figure out the blocks. We've had 2 opportunities to run and just took the wrong angle.
Twins split to the left. Nava in full force to the left, but now a quick toss into the hands of, I believe, Kirby. He's going to be brought out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Mario Kirby ran into a wall of defenders there near that original line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 3rd down for Owasso. So it'll be 3rd down and about 8 to go. And this is an important conversion right here. Empty backfield behind Keeney. Twins out to each side. Quick toss over to Kirby on the right side. He's on his horse up to about the 39-yard line, just shy of a 1st down.
Flag on the play. We're going to have a hold on the outside receiver. Again, if you haven't been to the coach's breakfast, these are the things that Coach Blankenship points out to us in his review, and he's not going to be pleased with that. And that's really going to back the Rams up if they take the penalty, and the Tigers will. So now you're looking at a 3rd and long. You just don't want to make any mistakes here. The wind coming out of a westerly direction, so not a tremendous effect on punts here this evening, as much as it would be for those receiving the punt.
So early in the ball game, already a 3rd and long. Check in with Christian here in just a few minutes, see what he's up to on the sideline. Trips to the left this time, and Nava there next, and now in motion to the left. Empty backfield behind Keeney. He's going to try to run with it. They try to stop him. He gets up to the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th and 10. Kicking team's going to be out, and Broken Arrow here momentarily will get the first touch of the football. Steve, it looks like the rain's just kind of spitting out on and off here, and right now it's one of those off periods where it stops sprinkling a little bit, but the ponchos are out.
Well, it's just a light mist coming across now. It varies from heavy to light, but right now I don't think it's had any effect on the football game.
Alex Haight getting ready to kick it from right to left. Broken Arrow setting up shop at the 36-yard line. The kick is high, end over end. It'll come down near the 44, and it is going to be fielded by Isaiah Keller of the Tigers. And that is where the Broken Arrow Tigers will have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
So the Rams able to get a first down, but overall unable to move the football, as 2 critical penalties back them up on that first drive, and Broken Arrow will have a short field only 55 yards away from pay dirt, and that's not exactly how you would want to diagram this first series. See if the Rams defense can make a play.
We'll see what Owasso can do here as quarterback for the Tigers hands off. First man through is Noah Cortez.
Nothing there.
Get up to that original line of scrimmage no further. In at quarterback Tate Robards for the Broken Arrow Tigers. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Broken Arrow moving from left to right again on the radio dial, and they'll reset and restart from the 44.
Robards the move in from Collinsville, and that tackle made by the middle linebacker Brendan Dye, who is in for the injured Kewan Hay. Great play.
Receivers out to each side. Robards, the quarterback, hands off. First man through Cortez again from the tailback position. He'll get up to the 50-yard line at midfield, and that is going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Broken Arrow Tigers, maybe 3rd and 6 as they try to inch toward a first down and inch into Owasso territory.
Yeah, Broken Arrow just very big up front, able to just get down and push it almost like a rugby-style pile, and a big 3rd down here for the Rams to get a stop.
Ram fans on their feet. Robards, the quarterback, with trips to the left, dropping back to throw this time. He'll gun it up the middle. Does he connect? Yes. I believe so. And down at the 39-yard line waiting was Matt Kaiser, and he was able to get another first down for Broken Arrow.
Basically just ran a 6-yard and then slant inside. Nice throw by Robards as the Rams in a zone defense that time, and Kaiser able to just find the soft spot and make the catch, move the chains. First down for Broken Arrow.
8:11 left to go in the John E. Kaiser custom game clock as I formation, handoff to Cortez, the tailback. He's going to get down to the 30-yard line, and that's likely going to be another Broken Arrow first down. He was awfully close, and if it's not, it's 2nd and a yard or so.
Aiden Odell loses his helmet, so he'll have to come out of the game. Matt Lohr will come back in.
Well, make it 2nd and 2. I was a little generous to the Tigers there, Steve, and they're going to mark the ball off at the 32-yard line. And again, here is Robards with the handoff. Cortez trying to bust up the middle. He'll get up to the 26-yard line. That's good enough for a Broken Arrow first down, so they'll move up the chains here with 7:29 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock.
Again, we talked about in the pregame how Coach Alexander likes to just play smash mouth football, and right now they've only attempted 1 pass on this drive. The rest have been runs, and all of those runs have been between the tackles.
Clock rolling with Kaiser split out to the left, and Cortez, the lone setback behind the quarterback. He takes the handoff, busts up the middle, gets up to about the 16-yard line, maybe the 17. Tackle's going to be made by Ahmad Triplett. And as he gets to the 17, they'll move up the chains again for another Broken Arrow first down.
And again, they're just running between the tackles to see if the Rams can find a way. Unfortunately, the Rams are probably going to have to take a chance on stopping the run, which could open up a dangerous pass.
And now another handoff to Cortez. He's trying to jackhammer his way through. Fumble, is it a loose football? It looked like it.
There's a flag on the play as well. And again, Aiden Odell loses his helmet, so he's going to check that. It's Brendan Dye, but another Ram helmet comes off, so a lot of hand action going on in the middle of the offensive and defensive line.
Did you ever lose your helmet, Steve?
No. I thought you had to be in the game for that.
That's true.
It wasn't much of a problem for me. I always knew where I placed it on the bench.
Well, it looks like with the penalty on Owasso, it's going to move up the chains as the yardage will be sufficient to move Broken Arrow to the 5-yard line. And it'll be first and goal now for Broken Arrows. They're a few yards closer to the promised land here. I formation now. Cortez dotting the I. Robards under center. And Keller split to the left for the Broken Arrow Tigers. And now a handoff. Cortez trying to jackhammer his way up the middle. Can they stop him? I believe they do near the 2-yard line. The whistle's blowing. He might have gotten forward a yard further, but they're going to pull everybody off the football and mark the ball off the
2-inch line.
Yeah, millimeters away from the end zone. So it'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line, or second and goal from the 1-yard line. 6:06 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. I formation once again. Cortez dotting the I.
Quarterback sneak.
Robards under center. Handoff. Cortez trying to jump over the defenders. Did it get in? I don't think so. I hope not. We'll see when they pull off the defenders off that football.
I thought he was stopped on top of the pile. His momentum was stopped.
Yeah, he
tried to go Walter Payton over the top, and I'm not sure that he was able to top the pile as his legs were taken out from under him.
He looked like a four-wheeler that jumped a dirt pile and ran out of gas on the way up, you know. So that's going to bring up third and inches. I formation once again. Cortez dotted the I. Tate Robards. Handoff, first man through, the fullback into the end zone for a touchdown, and on the run there is Kaiser Newell for the Tigers, and he'll be credited with the first 6 points of the ball game as Broken Arrow goes up early with 5:13 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. So we'll see what they decide to do. It looks like they'll try to kick an extra point here. And doing the honors, it is going to be Skylar Seagraves. The kick up, bouncing off the right goalpost, and it's going to be no good, and that'll leave Broken Arrow with a 6-0 lead, 5:13 left to play. Take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this. It's Broken Arrow 6, Owasso 0, Rams football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM.
10 plays.
Score 6-0 in favor of the Broken Arrow Tigers as they strike first tonight. 5:13 left to play. Kickoff coming as Stoner and Triplett back deep to receive. Whistles blowing as they'll mark off the football here. And it'll be a touchback, first and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Owasso Rams as they get their second touch of the football tonight. Grant Merrill, Steve Mallory, Christian Favalor, Rob Williams tonight. Another big week for Owasso. Next week we're off, so
Time to heal.
Get a Friday night without our golden tones on the radio, Steve. What will they do without us? Twins to each side. Shotgun formation. Will Keeney with Eddie Nava next to him. Keeney back to pass, looking to dial somebody up. Runs instead. Tries to toss to somebody.
Will Keeney had a play. Started to dart out to his left. Had a lot of space to run. Mario Kirby darted up the sideline, and as Will tried to throw, the defender jumped up, knocked the ball in the air, and what looked like was going to be a big play for the Rams almost became disaster as Broken Arrow just unable to come up with the interception.
2nd and 10 from the 20. Trips to the right, Twins to the left, man in motion to the right. Carney as Keeney goes up the middle on the keeper after faking a handoff and hits a wall of defenders right there. Very little gain there. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
You're trying to run up the middle against DeMarco Rowland, a 6'3", 290-pound nose guard, and that's not a safe zone. He can cover a lot of area between the guards. That's why they just run a 3-man front.
3rd and 8 from the 22-yard line. Trips to the right in the form of Kirby, Goins, and one more. Twins to the left as well. And an empty backfield behind Will Keeney. Keeney dropping back to throw, guns it up the middle. It's off the fingertips of Mario Kirby. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
And again, Grant, we're seeing the Rams not make plays this year that they made last year, and that's the difference between championship ball clubs. You've got a senior Mario Kirby, and a ball hits him right in the hands, and he doesn't make the catch. And those are the little things that end up forcing you into the 3 and out, punting from your own 6-yard line.
Alex Haight ready to kick it away, as you mentioned, from that aforementioned 6-yard line with 4:19 left to go.
Need a good snap here.
And we await the kick. The snap, the kick.
Good punt.
He kicks it high. It is a good punt. Fair catch called for at the 46-yard line. Broken Arrow at their own 46 as Isaiah Keller catches that one. That's where they'll take over 1st and 10, Steve. So.
Well, and I'm sorry, Grant. The Rams just have got to find a way to stop the run. I know that they're undermanned, undersized, but I know that defensive coordinator Bobby Klink is very creative and probably have to start making some chances here and see if you can stop Cortez. Broken Arrow's weakness, even though they're not weak at it, but their weakness compared to the running game is throwing the football, but they won't have to do that if they can continue to run between the tackles.
Tate Robards is under center, handoff, Cortez up the middle, gets to the 50-yard line, down to the 49. It's a gain of about 5 on the play. And Jaden Thomason credited with the tackle there, making about 2nd and 6. I was a little generous on that. 6-0 our score with 3:49 left on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. Offset I formation with Tate Robards under center and Cortez, the tailback, faking a handoff. Robards back to pass this time. He slings it up the field, overthrows his intended receiver, and Kaiser was split out to try to get that one. That'll bring up 3rd and about 6 for Broken Arrow.
Good coverage by Deuce Mayberry. I'm not sure he ever located the football, or he may have had a chance to break off and make an interception. But still good coverage.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6, and these Owasso fans starting to get loud. Broken Arrow moves to the gun this time. Robards with Twins to the right, back to throw, slings it up the left side of the field. The pass batted down by an Owasso defender. That's Ryan Chase doing the honors there.
Oh my goodness, and I don't think Robards ever saw him. He was locked into his receiver in single coverage on the left side, and Chase snuck in under. The ball went right through his hands, or that is an easy pick 6. Again, Grant, we're seeing the Rams not be able to complete things here tonight. Great defense, but if he completes that play, it's a game changer for Owasso.
So now you've got 4th and 6, Broken Arrow kicking it away, and Deuce Mayberry back deep to receive at about the 10-yard line. We'll see what they can do right here as they take the snap, and it goes past him. It goes past the kicker. and they're going to mark it down at about the 24-yard line, and that's where Owasso will take over.
And I'm not sure, Grant, that the ball even ever got off the ground. It was a squibber. Now, some of the dampness that we've received here tonight may have had an effect on that, because by the time the ball squirted across the round back to the punter, it was probably wet and slick. It went right between the wickets.
Enjoy our new turf, Broken Arrow.
Absolutely. And so this is the opportunity that the Rams have got to take advantage of here.
1st and 10 Rams. Ball at the Broken Arrow, 25 or 26-yard line, I should say. Twins out to the left, twins out to the right. And Ahmad Triplett, the fullback, Keeney tries to throw it to him. It goes right over his shoulders. He wasn't ready for that one. One person I've noticed that's absent, Steve, and I didn't see him on an injury report, but Grant Van Landingham not in the lineup tonight.
Well, I saw him warming up here this evening, so I know he's okay.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets back into the ball game later on.
Peyton Lusk in the game now.
And now a quick handoff. Colton Carney up the right side, down to the 15, down to the 10, brought down at about the 5-yard line. The freshman rolling to bring up another Westerman Financial Services first down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Owasso Rams.
Grant, I wasn't sure. It was almost a jet sweep to the right side. I didn't like the way it developed at first, but Keelan Carney just kicked it into another gear. You can see why the freshman is on the field for Owasso.
And now that's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. I'm sorry, Keelan, I called you Colton, but that's okay. 3:11 left to go. We'll get it right from now on. I'll probably get it right by week 9, Steve. And now Keeney with a handoff out to the left side. Touchdown Owasso into the end zone. Dawson Adams give him 6 with 3:08 left to go in this first quarter.
Not so fast, my friend.
Man,
that's what you have to do, Grant. You've got an opportunity on a bad snap, pass the punter. You got a short field, and in big games like this against the #1 team in the state, you've got to come up with points, and that's exactly what Owasso does.
Well, we got a gift, and we capitalized on it, that's for sure. Here comes the kick, the extra point, end over end through the uprights, and good, and Owasso has taken the lead with 3:08 left to go in the first quarter of play. Thank you, Christian Johnson, for the extra point. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this. It's Owasso 7, Broken Arrow 6. This is Ram Football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM 100.1.
Ram fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Dawson Adams marching 6 yards for an Owasso Ram touchdown. The extra point up and good to make it a 7-6 lead for the Owasso Rams over Broken Arrow. Kickoff coming, and Alex Haight lining it up at the 40-yard line. His kick end over end, and it is going to be fielded at about the 18-yard line. Here comes Broken Arrow to the 30, up to the 35, up to the 39-yard line. They'll wrap him up, and on the run there is Marchicelli. And Steve, another RCB Bank by the number stats update.
Well, the Rams able to get a 5-yard touchdown run by Dawson Adams in that first quarter. As we wind down, the Rams have 6 rushes for 38 yards. Will Keeney 2 of 5 for 14 yards. The Rams have almost totaled what BA gives up in most games.
3 minutes left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. Twins to the right this time. One man split to the left. On the keeper, faking a handoff is Tate Robards. That's going to be Cherry.
Quintevin Cherry.
Quintevin Cherry as he marches forward.
Coach Alexander, he likes to rotate these quarterbacks, and Robards usually when he's in is more of a threat to pass. Cherry, you might recognize that name, had some relatives down at Muskogee that gave Rams fits back over the years, so I'm sure he's very athletic, as we saw on that play right there, 6'3", 222 pounds at quarterback.
Cherry off the left hash mark this time, trips to the right now as he'll take the snap here. Handing off, first man through is Cortez. He'll bring it up to the 49-yard line, so gain of about 2 on the play for the Broken Arrow Tigers, and that'll bring up third down.
Again, a great stop by the backup middle linebacker, Brendan Dye, 6 foot, 205 pounds, filled his gap. It's going to be third and about 3 for Broken Arrow as we're under the 2-minute mark here in this first quarter.
1:56 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. The rain subsiding and Owasso fans on their feet on this third down. The quarterback, Cherry, empty backfield behind him on the keeper. He runs through, empty field in front of him at the 30, at the 25, breaking free, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Broken Arrow. Quintevin Cherry on the keeper, marching all the way into the end zone to make it a 12-7 lead for the Tigers. 1:33 left to play. And I didn't see any flags, Steve.
No, not that time we didn't.
Man, oh man.
Got good speed for a big man because we didn't have anyone who could catch him.
And now Skylar Seagraves ready to try to kick the extra point. Here's the kick. It is end over end, up and through the uprights. Good. It's 13-7 in favor of the Broken Arrow Tigers as they regain the lead with 1:33 left to go in the first quarter. Take a 30-second break and be back right after this. This is Owasso Ram football on KYFM. Julian Stoner back deep to receive for the Owasso Rams. Joining him in the backfield is going to be Omar Barker. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry and Christian Favalora. Here comes the kick. It's end over end and way back toward the end zone. That was a strong kick by that Broken Arrow kicker.
Got a nice north wind that helped him get that passed as well. So the Rams come out again from their own 20-yard line, a long field. That's the difference. You got a long field and a short field. And that field there where Broken Arrow was able to score was set up by the good run off of the kickoff.
We'll see what happens here as Owasso has it first and 10 at their own 20-yard line, moving right to left on the radio dial. Trips to the left, one man split to the right. Out of the gun, it will be Keeney. Back to throw, tossing it to the left as
the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, tipped there, as you mentioned. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Haven't seen Will Keeney have this many footballs tipped as he has here in this first quarter. I know Will is being such a competitor, you want to make sure he just stays within himself.
Nava next to Will Keeney. Will Keeney dropping back to throw, slings it up the left side of the field and overthrows Trey Goins just a bit as he goes across the sideline and onto the Owasso bench. 1:25 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. 13-7, Broken Arrow taking a 6-point lead. If you've just joined us, Quintevin Cherry on the carry for a quarterback keeper and touchdown that put Broken Arrow back up by 6, but that missed extra point may come back to make a difference later in this ball game.
Got single coverage on the far side of the field.
Trips to the left, Keeney in trouble. They're trying to drag him down and they sack him back near the 2-yard line.
Well, that was just a jailbreak. And Will just could not get away. I don't know what happened up the middle. Grant, but somebody just absolutely missed a block and took Will all the way back. Coach Alexander is out on the field almost to the hash mark. He's got to get back. He can't be out there like that.
Well, he's out with the player. I mean, he's literally out to the hash mark.
He's got to get back because he's not one of the referees. Getting back off the field. And I think they're trying to say intentional grounding. Well, if it's intentional grounding, then move the ball back up to the original line of scrimmage.
Look, you just got him at the 2-yard line, okay? You know, let's not whine about that if you're Broken Arrow. So they're going to say still 4th down, ball marked off at the 2-yard line. 4th and about 1.5 miles for the Owasso Rams, unfortunately.
I'm not sure we can punt it that far because this wind has moved around where it's more out of the north than it was earlier in this quarter.
Alex Haight ready to kick it away. He kicks it as hard as he can, and it's going to bounce at about the 20-yard line and take a Broken Arrow roll back to about the 13 or so.
Wow. That ended up being about, what, an 11-yard punt?
Yeah, it wasn't much at all, unfortunately.
Looked like your wedge out at Bailey Golf Ranch, putting it up on the number 9 green, drawing it right back to the hole.
1:08 left to play here. 1st and 10, Broken Arrow at the Owasso 14-yard line. That's where they're going to mark it off. Man.
That's a short field.
I formation now. Tate Robards back in at quarterback. Cortez dotting the I, takes a handoff from Robards, runs up the middle, finds a gap, gets down to the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Just about a yard shy of the 1st down marker for the Tigers. And that'll bring up 2nd and, well, maybe 2nd and 3. 46 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Broken Arrow will try to punch it in one more time. Single back set behind the quarterback. Robards handing off. Cortez up the middle again. Touchdown, Broken Arrow. Or did he get in?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. They were a little delayed in their signal there. 32 seconds left to go, and that'll bring Broken Arrow to a 19-7 lead. And they'll bring out their kicker for the extra point. Well, Steve, this is not what you want to see if you're Owasso. But we've already seen some variables in this game that could go either way. As the kick is up, through the uprights, good, and it's 20-7. 32 seconds left to play in this first quarter. We'll take a timeout. 30 seconds and we're back. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM. Grant Merrill, Steve Malley, Christian Favalora, Rob Williams, Ryan Merrill along with you tonight. Kickoff coming from Broken Arrow. It's end over end, and it's going to be fielded in the end zone by Deuce Mayberry. We'll call that a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Owasso Rams. 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Glad you're with us here on Brightstar 100.1 KYFM and online at both the OwassoSportsNetwork.com and InsideOwasso.com. You can watch it both places. Man in motion to the left, taking the handoff is Keelan Carney as he rolls up the left side, gets up to the 25-yard line. And if that holds, he should bring up 2nd down and about 5 for the Owasso Rams.
Well, and there again, you just see youth rear its ugly head. It looked like Carney had some running room here on the near sideline and had the ball stripped. Fortunate for the Rams, it goes out of bounds in front of their own bench.
Out of the gun here. Keeney getting a signal from the sideline as he delays things just a bit. Handoff, Eddie Nava up the right side, getting up to that original line of scrimmage, maybe a little further, and it's going to be a gain of a few yards here. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4 to go.
Again, we see Fast Eddie running over off right tackle outside and tries to cut back in. That's 2 or 3 times he's lost his footing.
And I think they're going to let the clock run out in the first quarter. So we've put 1 in the books. Our score, Broken Arrow 20 and Owasso 7. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football, presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Fresh new 12 minutes put on the clock back here in Owasso. I'm Grant Merrill along with Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora, and Rob Williams. Ryan Merrill as well. Empty backfield behind Keeney. He guns it up the middle of the field and finds Trey Goins. That's good enough for another Westerman Financial Services first down. They'll move up the chain, Steve, and that's a ray of sunshine in what's been a kind of a cloudy first half for these Rams.
Going to be a hurry-up offense here, or at least get line back up, no huddle. Peyton Lusk will come into the ball game. Good to get Goins involved here early.
Twins out to the right side, Carney and Goins.
7 in the box, they may pass again.
Out of the gun is Keeney, rolling to the right this time, looking off the right hash mark. He'll sling it up the field, his pass batted down, and on the defensive move there, it is going to be Julian Mosley for the Broken Arrow Tigers.
Flag at the 32-yard line is going to be holding as Will Keeney rolling out to his right. Again, just not quite seeing the defense as well as he usually does. Maybe trying to force some passes that he wouldn't typically try to make something happen. But what happened was the Rams were guilty of a hold, and that's going to back them up again. And Grant, these, again, I keep harping on these are the things you won't see in the stat sheet, but this kills a drive because BA defense is hard enough to go 10 yards, much less 22.
So we have Will Keeney with an empty backfield behind him. Twins out to each side of the line and a man in motion to the right now. That's Kirby. Keeney back to pass, throwing up the left side of the field, connects with Goins at the 29-yard line. He'll get up to the 30 before he's brought down, and that is going to bring up 2nd down and about 13 yards for the Owasso Rams, maybe 14 on that play.
Try to whittle into some of that territory.
I will say this, you know, we had Trey Goins as our player of the game this week. One of our guests at Hideaway Pizza Nava was the player of the game, but he's an impressive kid. Empty backfield behind Keeney, and we've got trips to the right this time, Twins to the left. Keeney back to throw, slings it up the left side of the field, trying to connect with Keelan Carney. It's off his fingertips. That'll leave us with a 3rd down and 14 to go.
Just a drop pass. Got to make plays. And that one just in and out of the hands of the freshman. Again, it's not the play calling.
Yeah.
I think we're calling the correct plays according to what the defense is giving us.
Empty backfield behind Keeney, trips to the left, Twins to the right. He slings it up the right side of the field, firing toward Keelan Carney. It falls short. So that'll bring up 4th and 14 now. Kicking teams coming back out for the Owasso Rams. And Not a position the Rams are used to, for sure.
Well, and not a healthy one for your quarterback.
10:46 left to play here.
And it looks like Broken Arrow will get good field position once again. Isaiah Keller back at about his own 33-yard line.
Here's the kick. It's wobbly, and it is going to be brought down and out of the hands of the receiver. Picked up by Owasso. Here they come to the 10-5. Touchdown, Rams into the end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, is Omar Barker. He was able to pick it up when the receiver ended up slipping it out of his hands. He just scooped it up and scored. Actually, that was Tristan Prophet.
Yeah.
21, not 20.
That's okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, Omar.
That's okay. That's okay. It was a great job.
10:32 left to go here. We've got a presentation of something going on at the 20-yard line.
You cannot advance a touch punt.
Okay, well, they're going to say you can't advance a touched punt.
Back in the day, that was called a muff. Muffed punt. I'm not sure what they call it now.
Yeah. Okay.
There's probably a more contemporary term that is proper. However,
all that excitement for nothing, Steve.
it was fun, though.
Yeah, it was.
It got the crowd back into the ball game. We need some crowd noise and get some energy back in this ball club. Looking for some things. We're talking about the things that aren't going right. We got something that is going right for us now.
1st and 10 Owasso at the 28-yard line. Trips to the left, twins to the right, empty backfield behind Keeney. Back to throw this time. Looking in trouble, rolls to the right, brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Making the stop there is Kaiser Newell for Broken Arrow.
I know Will's trying to stay in and make a play, but he's got to have that clock go off and know that he's either got to run or get rid of the football. Pass protection wasn't that bad as he had time, but was just unable to find an open receiver.
So that'll bring up 2nd down. And we've got a timeout on the field. 10:07 left to go in the first half. Broken Arrow 20, Owasso 7. We're back after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
Allow you to purchase concessions from the comfort.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
Owasso with the football 2nd and 20 from the 36-yard line. Keeney in the shotgun now. One-man split to the right. Trey Goins split to the left. Off the right hash mark, Keeney handing off. Keelan Carney up the right side. Gets to the 35, down to the 34. A little bit of a gain on the play, maybe 2 yards or so. And
well, I think you're in 4-down territory. Let's see the decision that Coach Blankenship makes here, whether he leaves his offense on the field. That's exactly what he's going to do. Maybe a freeze play here to try to draw the Tigers offside.
Twins to the left, one-man split to the right. Goins, the man way out there. Off the right hash mark, Keeney with Naba next to him. Keelan Carney in motion to the right. Keeney back to throw, slings it up the right side of the field. Nobody there to get it. 9:18 left to go in the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. What's going to bring up 4th down here. We'll see what Coach B decides to do.
Leaving his offense out on the field.
So Keeney is going to line up here, going split to the left.
Again, Peyton Lusk was the intended receiver that time, and Owasso is going to take a timeout.
They'll take another one with 9:18 left to play, 20-7 our score, back at 30 seconds. This is Owasso Ram football presented by InsideOwasso.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Columbia, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region, and we're bringing all of that power here to Owasso.
Back here at Owasso, our score is 20-7 in favor of the Broken Arrow Tigers. It's fourth down for the Owasso Rams. They have left their offense on the field as the ball is spotted at the 33-yard line of Broken Arrow. Will Keeney with twins to the right. Back to pass now, looking to dial up a receiver. Can he connect with one? No. It goes over the head of
Peyton
Lusk there in the end zone, and now that'll give Broken Arrow the football. Valiant effort there for the Rams, but couldn't connect on the pass.
And again, Lusk in his first year of real football, very athletic. We'll see him on the Owasso Ram basketball floor as well, but was just unable to make an adjustment on the football as he got separation from the defender over on the left side.
Visited with the legendary Alton Lusk over at McAllister's Deli today. That's a good family for sure.
Yes, sir.
First and 10, Broken Arrow. Cortez under the quarterback, Robards, handing off to Cortez as he tries to bust up the middle. They'll get up to the 35.
Click on him. Let's see if that was Jaden Thompson. And there's going to be a late flag on the play, and that may go against a Broken Arrow as the White Hat is pointing to the Broken Arrow huddle.
After the play, personal foul.
Personal foul on the offense. And now another violation on Owasso. They'll say the penalty's offset.
Jaden Thomason made a great hit that time on Noah Cortez. And that's the kind of play you want to see from your linebackers. Thomason really doing a great job of filling that gap for no gain on the play.
Second down and 8. Kaiser split to the right. Back under center is Robards, handing off to Cortez. He'll get up to the 40-yard line, maybe up to the 41. And that'll bring up third down and about 4 for Broken Arrow. 8:49 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. Coming up at halftime, we've got Zach Duffield. And we'll talk to your buddy David Phillips, the CEO of St. John. He'll be with us. 8:30 left to play, clock rolling. And now Cherry back in at quarterback on the keeper, rolls up the middle, tries to force his way in for a first down, gets up to the 45-yard line. I think he'll get it. He'll move up the change for Broken Arrow.
Well, we talked about Quintavion Cherry being 6'3", and I don't understand why our linebackers at 5'11" and 6 foot are trying to reach up to hackle him. Just chop down the tree, go down at the legs and wrap up and make the play, because he has a long stride and he can move down the field. He'll stay in the ball game here and continue to quarterback the offense of the Tigers.
First and 10 Tigers at their own 45-yard line. Cherry out of the gun, hands off, first man through, gets up to the 50, down to the 46-yard line. On the run there is going to be Kewan Tolbert for the Tigers, and that is going to bring up second down and about 4 to go, maybe 3. 7:39 and the clock rolling on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. Twins to the left this time, one man split to the right. Quintavion Cherry out of the gun, ready to take the snap here. Hands off, first man through again. Busts up, gets the first down, up to the 40-yard line he goes, and Back on that run again is Kewan Tolbert for the Broken Arrow Tigers.
And again, Coach Alexander and his offense are just going to go back to what was successful on the first drive of the game and just handing the ball off between the tackles, seeing if the Rams can come up with an answer for the stop.
1st and 10 Tigers at the Owasso 41-yard line. If you're just joining us, it's 20-7. Tigers leading it by 13. Twins to the left, out of the gun. Cherry, but the whistle's blowing. Laundry likely flying here.
Before the snap, Broken Arrow has taken their...
And no, they're going to say the timeout was taken by the Broken Arrow Tigers. So we've got 6:55 left to play. We'll take a timeout with them and be back right after this. It's Broken Arrow 20, Owasso 7. This is Rams football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM. Here in Owasso, it's 20-7 in favor of Broken Arrow. We've got 6:55 left to play here in this ball game. Tate Robards back in at quarterback after the timeout. And you weren't kidding about Alexander liking to rotate these guys in and out at that position. Handoff, first man through is going to be Tolbert. He gets back up to the line of scrimmage, but they try to knock him back a bit, so no gain or very little gain, as that'll probably bring up 2nd and 9 here for Broken Arrow from the 40-yard line, Steve.
Well, the interior defense is doing a good job, but they just can't be consistent. And Robards is more of a threat to pass accurately, at least, than Cherry is. I don't think we've seen Cherry attempt to pass so far in the ball game.
Robards with the offset I formation here. And Tolbert in at tailback as Robards fakes the handoff to him, guns it up the right side of the field, connects with an open man at the 22. He's down to the 15, down to the 10, finally dragged down at the 6-yard line. On the run there, Dax Wilson for the Broken Arrow Tigers.
Wilson 6'2", 220, and the tackle made by Gage Lancey, 5'10", 160.
So, just like that,
it's a very methodical drive here for Broken Arrow, and they already lead 20-7 with 6:05 to go here in the second quarter.
It'll be 1st and goal. I formation now with Tolbert dotting the I. Robards taking the snap, handoff to Tolbert. He tries to go up the middle, finds the gap, gets to the 4-yard line. 6-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 4.
Well, this is what we thought coming into the game, Grant, that it was going to be the strength of Broken Arrow's offensive line up front, as they've pretty well manhandled the two teams they've faced so far. They beat Union 33-10, and then Mansfield, Texas 28-6. And they are not a good matchup for a team up front.
And now Robards handing off to Cortez. He marches into the end zone. Touchdown, Broken Arrow, and that'll put them up 26-7 with 5:24 left on the John E. Kohler Custom Watches game clock. So a 19-point lead right now. They'll try to make it 20 with the extra point attempt here. Doing the honors for the Tigers is going to be Seagraves, and he puts it through the uprights. And we're going to see if we can connect with Christian Favalora down on the sideline here in just a second with 5:24 left to go. 27-7 our score. Christian, what's the attitude down there? How are we going to turn this thing around?
shoulders. Before that touchdown run, Ahmad Triplett and Gage Laney made a great stop around the 3 or the 2 yard line, and it took every bit of what they had just to stuff that run. I've seen, go ahead.
No, what are you hearing from the coaches right now, Christian? What are they saying on the sidelines?
There's a lot of talk from the offensive coaches about just simply getting a block and then adding a block on top of that. You've seen Eddie Nava get a few good turns around the corner, and then the space kind of closes up on him. They're talking a lot about getting secondary blocks and just being in position on defense.
All right, Christian, we'll check in with you at halftime. Thank you. 5:24 left to play here. 27-7 our score. Here comes the kick from Broken Arrow. It is going to be fielded by Trey Goins at the 27-yard line, Steve. And with 5:24 left to play, it's 27-7, and Owasso back with another touch of the football.
Yeah, and they've really got to get something going here. You know, the one thing I was worried about were the Rams coming out and starting out slow, and that's exactly what they've done here. And Broken Arrow has just, they've just flexed their muscles out here and showed you what they're made of. So Owasso going to have to go to the well here with some different formations.
4 men to the right, empty backfield behind Keeney. He slings it to Kirby. Lateral pass there at the 22-yard line.
Too slow developing for this fast defense of Broken Arrow.
That'll bring up a loss of yardage, 2nd down and 15 for Owasso.
Just not seeing the snap on the football tonight by Keeney's passes. I don't know if he's seeing things well, but that was a slow developing play. Easy response by Broken Arrow.
Carney in motion to the left, takes the first man through, takes the handoff, gets to the 23-yard line, loose football, picked up by Keeney. He scooped it up and was brought down even further behind the line, and he's back at about the 18, Steve. So just more tragedy here for Owasso in this second quarter.
I mean, the Rams have pretty much shot every toe off in their foot they've had here in this first half. It's been some ugly football, but you got to credit Broken Arrow with some really good defensive play and players.
Twins to the left and 1-man split to the right. That's Peyton Lusk. Nava in motion to the left, and Keeney back to throw. He'll sling it across to Kirby. Kirby at the 20, jumps over a man at the 22, brought down at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up 4th down and about 12 for the Owasso Rams. So the run wasn't what they needed.
Well, and part of that too, Grant, was the fact you've got Luis Boyza trying to come out, and Mario decides to outrun him. If he lets Boyza get in front of him and make that one block, then we've got to play.
So they'll bring out the kicking teams. 3:38 left to go here on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock.
And I know that's frustrating for Coach Blankenship, as we saw last week at the coaches' breakfast.
So kicking it away will be Alex Haight, but not before we have a timeout taken on the field by the Owasso Rams. Take it with them. They'll be back right after this. 3:23 left to go in quarter number 2. Broken Arrow 27, Owasso 7. This is Rams football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM. Back here in Owasso, our score 3:23 left to go, 27-7. Broken Arrow leading it. Alex Haight kicking it left to right for the Owasso Rams. Fair catch called for at the 43-yard line by Isaiah Keller. And Steve, another RCB Bank by the number stats update. Where do we stand right now?
Well, the Rams just have not been able to move the football. We talked about in the first quarter. Rob, I'm not sure the Rams have any yards in this second quarter. We're at 56 yards, 9 rushes for 27 yards, and Will Keeney only 4 of 11 for 29 yards on the other side. Broken Arrow pretty much having their way on the ground. 23 carries for 158 yards rushing. Only 2 of 4 in the air for 39 yards, but they haven't had to do anything in the air.
Quintevin Cherry is the quarterback off the left hash mark for Broken Arrow. Out of the gun, he will hand off to the first man through Cortez. Cortez rolling up the right side of the 50 down to the 45-yard line, ran out of bounds at about the 43, and Broken Arrow gets a first down out of it as they'll move up the chains.
Now the Rams just unable to maintain the edge on the right side, and Noah Cortez shows you that he also has good speed as he gets outside and able to move the chains for Broken Arrow.
1st and 10 Tigers at the Owasso 43-yard line. Don't forget, coming up, we've got the Jim Glover Auto Family Halftime Show. We'll send it back to Will Sterrett in the Owasso.com broadcast studio and have Zach Duffield on. David Phillips from over at St. John joining us as well. Empty backfield behind the quarterback. Cherry on the keeper to the 35-30, ran out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. And, you know, the thing about it is, Steve, when Cherry finds that gap, he has just been able to mercilessly run through it.
Yeah.
And, you know, that quarterback keeper that he ran in for, 46 yards into the end zone, I mean, he's a talented kid, and he's showing off tonight for sure. 1st and 10 Tigers.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him on the basketball floor for Broken Arrow.
And now we've got another timeout taken by Bill Blankenship. Will take it with him. 3 minutes even left to go in this first half of play. Broken Arrow 27, Owasso 7. Back in 30 seconds. This is Ram Football on KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
And we appreciate our great sponsors like the Jim Glover Auto Family, who make it possible for us to broadcast here on KYFM and online at inside Owasso.com and on the OwassoSportsNetwork.com and on the Owasso Rams app. We've got like 70 ways to find us, Steve. So an empty backfield behind the quarterback, Cherry. He's got trips to the left this time. Cherry rolling to the right.
That's
on the
a hole.
keeper.
Are you kidding me? We got held on the outside, and Cayman Sievers just got rolled on the right side where the play was going. I think that was the tight end, Dax Wilson. Just an obvious, easy call out there and no flags.
2nd down and 7. Don't forget, we'll be selecting a McDonald's player of the game. Our own Ryan Merrill downloaded the McDonald's app and has used it 7 times this week, Steve. So I think he's probably making Tim Rich happy over there. Twins to the left. One man split to the right. Cherry, the quarterback, off that right hash mark. Handoff, first man through, Noah Cortez. He'll get to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Close to a first down. 2:43 left to go, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, in this big offensive line of Broken Arrow beginning to wear down the Rams' defensive line, you're starting to see fatigue set in, and Coach Klink's going to have to start doing some rotation with even more inexperienced players.
Offset I formation, under center is Cherry. Cortez, the tailback, flags flying as they hand it off to him. I've been asked to pass along from the Owasso Cheer Booster Club. Don't forget that coming up on Tuesday, you can eat at Chili's, and part of the proceeds go toward the cheerleaders. So appreciate Kay Conley and the crew over there for reminding us of the various ways to raise money for our spirit squads. 2:13 left to play here. After the penalty, 3rd down, 7 to go from the 22-yard line, Steve-O.
Got an opportunity here to at least get a stop. 27-7, the Rams trail. Give up another score, and you've worsen the situation.
Twins to the left, out of the gun. Cherry off the right hash mark, back to throw this time, looking, in trouble, rolls to the right, slings it up the field. Nobody there to get it, or did they? Yes, touchdown. And into the hands of Jalen Moss it goes. And that'll be another 6 points for the Broken Arrow Tigers to bring their lead to 33-7, 2:04 left to play here. Steve, that one hurts.
Yes, it does, and that should not have happened because he's not the most effective passer on this Broken Arrow ball club, and he threaded a needle right there, put the ball right on the money.
The kick from Seagraves, end over end and through the uprights, good. And that is going to put a big lead on the board for Broken Arrow, 34-7 with 2:04 left to play in this first half. We'll take a 30-second break. Be back after this. Ram football on KYFM, presented by InsideOwasso.com.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
.204 left to play here. Our score 34-7. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora. Trey Goins trying to get his hands on the kick there, or on the kickoff, and had to pounce on it when it went in and out of his hands. But luckily, the Owasso Rams keep the football here, and we'll have it 1st and 10, Steve, at the 27-yard line.
Well, you've got 2:01 left to go in this half. You'd like to try to get something positive going right now because everything in this first half has gone Broken Arrow's ways, but part of that due in fact that the Rams have just made way too many mistakes and have not executed very well at all offensively.
1st and 10, Rams, man in motion to the right now, and a fumble on the play as Dawson Adams took the handoff. It'll stay with Owasso here, 2nd down and about 14 to go. 1:42 left to play here, 34-7 our score. Twins to the right, one-man split to the left. Keeney now with a mod triplet next to him. Still line up in the gun here. Minute 21 to play. Clock still rolling. Switching places with Triplett. He'll call a timeout.
Well, the play clock ran out.
And we'll take that timeout with and be back after this. 30 seconds and we're back. You're listening to Owasso Rams football on KYFM. .105 left to go in this one, the first half anyway, 34-7 our score. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry along with you, 3rd down, and about 15 to go here, Steve, as, well, mercifully this half will come to an end and hopefully they can make some adjustments in the locker room.
Hopefully.
And now a quick toss from Keeney into the hands of Eddie Nava. Nava will get to the 25, up to the 30-yard line.
And I think when they set this, Grant, Coach Blankenship's going to be fine to let this clock run down and get his ball club into the locker room.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and 7 with 21 seconds left to go. And you're right, they probably ought to just
maybe just take a shot, but I don't even know that.
Keeney's going to take that shot, back to throw. He'll gun it up the field. Can he connect? No. Flags flying on the play as he was aiming for Peyton Lusk.
Yeah, that's only 15 yards, though, so that's not really a big deal. It's not a spot foul, so everybody running down is going to get to come back. Stops the clock with 6 seconds to go. We see some of the misty rain beginning to fall once again here at Owasso Stadium.
6 seconds left to go in this first half. We'll throw it down to Christian here in just a second before we go to the halftime locker room. Twins to the right. Keeney getting a message out to Keelan Carney. Taking the snap here with Triplett next to him. He'll sling it up the field across the middle to Trey Goins. And with 1 second left, now the clock will expire. And we'll go to the halftime locker room. Let's go down to Christian on the sideline. Christian, obviously, first half not what we wanted to see. What's going on down on the sideline, and what adjustments do you feel will be made at halftime?
First of all, Grant, it's bizarre to hear the visiting team's band playing the whole time, just like the Pride of Owasso. And it's just as bizarre to look at the scoreboard and see what's happening on the field. I think you look at the line, the push that Broken Arrow's been getting in the running game, and the fact that Quintaven Cherry just completed a touchdown pass, and you start to wonder, have we seen what the second half is going to look like for the Tigers' approach to this game? Coaches are understandably pretty terse and to the point. It ought to be an interesting halftime.
All right, Christian, we'll check in with you when we kick off the third quarter. Our sideline reports tonight, 34-7 as we go to the halftime break. And when we come back, we will talk to Zach Duffield, see what's going on in the world of Owasso sports, and then we'll check in with David Phillips from St. John's as he's our halftime guest of honor in our sponsor spotlight. Stay with us. It's the Jim Glover Auto Family Halftime Show. This is Owasso Ram Football on KYFM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Colombi, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, but spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region. We bring all of that power here to Owasso.
fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Owasso High School Marching Band. Presenting scenes from the 2018 show, Owasso is proud to present drum majors Daniel Henry, Emily Smithson, Amaya Turner, Madeline Heinrichs and Donovan Schaefer, and the Pride of Owasso. Let's hear it again for the Pride of Owasso. 50-50 raffle winner is Cindy Kirkpatrick. And our raffle basket winner with more than $200 worth of Owasso Ram merchandise is Elena Helms. Cindy and Elena, congratulations. You can pick up your prizes in the Ram Zone.
As we take a look at that RCB Bank by the number stats update, numbers sure could be better for the Rams.
Yeah, and these numbers will reflect the domination of Broken Arrow here in this first half. Only 3 first downs for the Owasso Rams in that first half, 9 for the Broken Arrow Tigers. Rushing yardage for Owasso, 15 carries for 25 yards. Will Keeney is 7-16 through the air for 41 yards. The Rams come up with 66 total yards in that first half. For Broken Arrow on the other side, 27 rushes for 198 yards, only 61 yards through the air, 3 of 5. But like we said, they haven't had to do much of that as the ground game has been very effective, 259 total yards in that first half. So the Rams got to regroup. Time possession, amazingly, is relatively even. You look at the third down conversions, that's a huge number that pops out to me here in this first half. The Rams only 1 of 7 on third down, and at several occasions they've shot themselves in the foot by having a penalty, having second and long, third and long, and just situations that they can't get out of. 0 for 1 on fourth down. Broken Arrow on the other side, 3 of 4 on third down, but the Rams just haven't really come up with an answer for this potent Broken Arrow offense and defense.
Well, Steve, obviously, as we take a look at the halftime adjustments that are going to have to be made, if you're Coach Blankenship, what are you telling the Rams right now?
Well, I think the message in the locker room, ran down just a few moments ago, was don't look at the scoreboard. We want effort. We want to see what you can do, what you can play. Because, we've talked about this, Grant, and I'm not trying to harp on anything. This is a young Owasso Ram football team. We have sophomores starting, several sophomore starting. You've got a veteran Broken Arrow Tiger football club that has just been on point here tonight. But I think they're just looking for effort and execution. Don't look at the scoreboard. Go out and let's see if you can make a play and get things going. And it's going to be a little bit harder now for the Rams in this weather with this deficit. And the band having played here at halftime, many of the fans have decided to go ahead and retreat to their homes, their vehicles, and it is difficult out there to try to sit through this kind of weather and this kind of ball game. So they're going to have to draw some energy from within and see if they can do anything. I don't know that you're going to come back and score 34 points, but we've seen them do things before already this season. They are a second-half ball club.
Absolutely. We'll take a 30-second break and be back for the kickoff right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football presented by InsideOwasso.com on KYFM.
Ram fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back to Owasso Stadium, where the Rams are getting ready to kick off. It'll be received by the Broken Arrow Tigers in the end zone. So it will be 1st and 10 for Broken Arrow. They'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. Broken Arrow leads 34-7.
Well, we heard a crash outside, and I thought one of our crew had fallen, so I went to check on him real quick, and looks like everybody's okay, Steve. So, yeah, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Broken Arrow Tigers, who did defer to the second half. Tate Robards back in at quarterback for the Tigers as they move from right to left, setting up shop at that 20-yard line after the touchback. One-man split to the left. Robards hands off. Cortez up the left side, gets to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, breaking free, 50, 45, 40, down to the 30, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Broken Arrow, 40-7 our score. No flags on the play.
Wow, that was well blocked at the line of scrimmage, and Cortez was able to get outside, and Owasso just didn't have anybody in the secondary that could catch up and make a play. Noah Cortez, who had 96 yards at halftime on 17 carries and 2 touchdowns, now has 176 yards with 3 touchdowns.
Extra point attempt coming for Broken Arrow. The kick through the uprights and good. It's 41-7 in favor of the Tigers. 14 seconds into the second half. We'll take a break and be back right after this 30-second timeout. This is Owasso Ram football on KYFM. 41-7 our score as the Broken Arrow Tigers tee it up at the 40-yard line to kick from right to left. A fair catch called for by Trey Goins at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Rams will take over 1st and 10. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora, and second half already kind of turning into a little bit of tragedy for Owasso. Luckily, we're a second half team, but man, we got to cover a lot of ground in a big hurry, Steve.
Well, and just at halftime, Cortez had 96 yards rushing. Cherry at quarterback, he had 81 yards, including a 51-yard touchdown run there in the first quarter. Owasso on the other side, Kearney is the leading rusher with 26 yards.
Hand off Eddie Nava. He'll get up to the 32-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play will bring up 2nd and 8 for the Owasso Rams.
Eddie Nava had 17 total yards in the first half. Dawson Adams with 5 yards rushing on the touchdown run. But boy, the numbers are anemic offensively for the Owasso Rams.
Kearney and Goins are split to the right. Eddie Nava right there next to Will Keeney in the shotgun. Lusk split to the left to describe the offensive scheme here. Dropping back to throw, Keeney aiming for Goins on the right side. It's off his fingertips at the 35-yard line, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, the defender was running face-to-face with Goins and never turned around to look at the football when Goins goes up for the football. Not only did he get pushed before, but he got pushed during his opportunity to make the catch.
So we'll see what happens here. What was 2nd and 8 may turn into 2nd and 3 here.
See it's not like a real heavy rain, but it's a heavy mist, and it's starting to come down a bit heavier right now.
Empty backfield behind Will Keeney. And now he bobbles the snap. He was trying to hand it off to Keelan Kearney, and that just went awry from the very beginning as luckily Keeney was able to pull the football down and pounce on it. But
yeah, and he's motioning to the sideline with his hands that the ball is just so slick right now, and that's what I'm saying. You almost wish it was just a bit of a heavier rain, because this is a very fine mist, but it's very heavy.
Yeah, it
may cause vision trouble as well.
Trips to the right, twins to the left. Empty backfield behind Keeney, and the snap bobbled. Keeney able to jump on it again. Oh, Steve, man.
Just when you think it can't get any worse, surprise, it does. And Coach Blankenship is not going to be happy with his ball club this week, I can tell you. You know, and he talked to us about whenever you lose, you go back and look at film, and it's just a few little things. And when you win it big, it's not as great as you think it is, but I think he's going to be very disappointed in his ball club when he goes back to look at this film.
Trips to the left, Twins to the right. Nobody behind Keeney as he takes the snap. He'll sling it over to the left to Mario Kirby. Kirby gets to the 39, up to the 40-yard line. Flag on the play once again, Steve. 41-7 our score. Broken Arrow leading right now.
I don't know what the line judge did on this side, but Coach Blankenship is quoting some Bible verses to him right now.
I can see that.
Yeah, we had a late hit out of bounds over there, so that'll move the ball up.
Well, that will move the chains up as well. And luckily for Owasso, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Broken Arrow. So they'll move up by virtue of a penalty, which came at just the right time. 9:51 left to play. Keeney back to throw. Runs instead. Up the middle he goes. He gets to the 41-yard line before he's brought down. That'll bring up 2nd and 4. 9:39 left to play in this third quarter, Steve.
Hayden Grant will not return in the second half, by the way, as he was having some hip issues to deal with there at halftime.
2nd down and 4 to go, as we mentioned. 9:22 on the John A. Kohler Custom Watches game clock. Trips to the right this time. Empty backfield behind Keeney from the 41-yard line. The snap, he drops back to throw, looking to dial somebody up, rolls out to the right. He's tripped from behind by a Broken Arrow defender. Colton Collier came up behind him and knocked his footing out from under him, so that'll bring up a big loss there, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 13.
Yeah, this defense is just unstoppable right now on that line. They are teeing off.
8:43 left to go. Clock rolling as we've got 3rd down and 13. Owasso with a long way to go and a short time to get there. We can quote Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds passing this week. Twins to each side. Nava in motion to the left. Keeney back to throw. Guns it up the middle of the field, finding Rusk at the 35-yard line, and that should be good enough for an Owasso Westerman Financial Services 1st down. It
Great to
should
see
be.
Lusk make that catch.
He took that route across the middle and was in the right place at the right time and got just far enough for the 1st down. Move up those chains. 8:13 left to play here. Nava taking the handoff up to the 30, up to the 25, gets down to the 20-yard line. 8:05 left to play here, moving up those chains once again. And you know, David Alexander said in his coach's show this week, Steve, that he kind of bragged about the fact that they had forced Mansfield to run the ball last week and took the pass away from him, but might be working for us this time around. Handoff, Keelan Carney up to the 20, gets up to the 16, flag on the play, a late flag fly.
It was another late hit out of bounds. Carney was already out whenever he was shoved even further by Aaron Tricky Stokes.
7:49 left to play.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Good hit. After this,
And Steve, I'm proud to let you know that I've successfully used the Fan Food app to bring up a Trails Inn pulled pork sandwich.
Oh my goodness.
How good is technology here in Owasso now that you can order from the concession stand
awesome.
on an app? And I think my brother may have ordered something for himself. I'm not real sure, but shotgun formation. Going split to the left, and now everybody coming off the field. We've got a timeout just as my sandwich arrives. So
Perfect timing.
There we go. Take a break and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football. Broken Arrow 41, Rams 7, back in 30 seconds on KYFM. Back here in Owasso, our score 41-7. Owasso Rams with a first down here. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora, Will Keeney with triplet next to him, handing off Keelan Carney, trying to go around the left end.
That didn't work out very well.
No, he went laterally and ran into a buzzsaw there.
Colton Collier coming off the ball really fast, setting the edge. You might want to bump him out a bit further.
So that'll bring up second down from the 12-yard line. 7:24 left to play here. 2nd and 12. Keeney with a mod triplet directly behind him. Now he'll move up next to him in the gun. Go and split to the right. Kirby in motion to the left here. Rolling back to pass. Keeney guns it into the end zone. Touchdown Owasso.
And a late hit on Will Keeney. And I'll tell you what, Grant, that's just dirty football right there, because Will Keeney had let that ball go. And BA knows with this lead they can do something. 3 personal foul penalties on that drive alone, and that last hit was just a dirty hit.
So with 7:03 left to go here,
Roughing the passer defense. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
they'll assess it on the kickoff. Touchdown stands. And just like that, it's 41-13 as Owasso goes into double digits here, and we'll see if Christian Johnson can put it through the uprights for the Owasso Rams. He's going to line up here with 7:03 left to play. The kick coming. It is up through the uprights and good. 41-14 our score. 7:03 left to play. Back for the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
.03 left to play here in this, the third quarter of play. 41-14 our score. Hello to Renee Mowry, who through her psychicness knew that I was eating my Trails Inn barbecue sandwich.
She could smell it over the radio.
Texted Steve to tell us about it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. When Trails Inn arrives at the press box, we got to do something with it.
You got to make a move. That's right.
Speaking of Trails Inn, don't forget breakfast with Coach B Wednesday morning, 7 o'clock. Call Dusty Keeney and the Owasso Football Booster Club. They'll hook you up with a ticket or just show up. We'd love to have you. Here's the kick.
It is a fun time to get some great insight as well.
Well, I'm sure we'll get insight this week one way or another. As the kickoff fielded by Tricky Stokes of Broken Arrow. And it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers at somewhere around the 24-25-yard line. Or maybe they just mark it off at the 20. 7:03 left to go, 41-14, Steve. And, you know, I mean, it ain't over till it's over, that's for sure. But
Rams dug themselves a little bit deeper hole than they have in the past, though, and it could be a little more difficult to dig out of this one.
Back in at quarterback is Quinton Cherry. He's got Cortez in the gun next to him off the left hash mark. Hand off to Cortez. Cortez around the left side to the 20, to the 25. Flag on the play as he gets to the 30-yard line.
I think we're going to have a hold on the left offensive tackle. That's Andrew Rame, a 6'5", 305-pound left tackle. And he pretty much has his choice of colleges to anywhere he wants to attend. He is a big boy, and he is good.
So they'll mark that one off. And back to the 12-yard line it goes. And that is where Broken Arrow will have it.
So, update from the Backyard Bowl, Jinx leading Union 20-10.
Oh, wow. Here comes Quinton Cherry. His helmet knocked off as he on the keeper gets to the 18-yard line.
Jaden Thomason once again, Cayman Sievers also getting his name announced. He's been relatively quiet most of the evening for this Ram defense.
So that'll bring Tate Robards back in. I guess luckily for Coach Alexander, he's used to subbing him in and out on that play. 6:18 and the clock rolling here in the third quarter. Our score 41-14. If you're just joining us, Twins out to the right, one man split to the left. Ready to take the snap is Tate Robards. Back to throw. Oh, he's sacked. Oh, man. He ran into a Mack truck right there at the 10-yard line before he could do anything with the football.
Matt Lohr just came in and lowered the boom, and the Rams just need some positive things of that nature to get some things rolling on this defense. They're going to roll in a bunch of new players. Coming in now is going to be Cole Creekmore back in for the Rams.
I wouldn't want to run into Matt Lohr anywhere.
No.
Did you see that?
No, absolutely. That's a physical mass with bad intentions.
Empty backfield behind Cherry, who's back in at quarterback. On the keeper, he'll roll around to the left side to the 10, 15, ran out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
Cherry on the keeper.
Still a long way to go for Broken Arrow, and they'll bring the kicking teams out on fourth down.
Well, maybe try to get another score going here. Open up the offense a bit. 5:15 to go here in the third. Rams trail 41-14. Just about have to score on every possession from here on out.
Back deep to receive is Gage Laney for the Owasso Rams.
High snap. Almost blocked.
Here's the kick. Laney calling for the fair catch, and oh, he drops it. And now the ball's still loose. Who's going to get it? Looks like Broken Arrow may have it. We'll see. I hope not. Oh, my. .504 left to play here. And I tell you, these slick conditions and this fine mist, Steve, is probably going to play tricks on everyone on the field tonight. First and 10, Broken Arrow at the 39-yard line of the Rams. Tate Robards handing off to Cortez at the 40, flags flying. Cortez still running, ran out of bounds just past the 30-yard line, but we'll see what the yellow laundry entails. Holding on the offense is the call, so that'll go against Broken Arrow. You can hear the Tiger fans expressing their displeasure with that one. And so that will put Broken Arrow at the 50-yard line and knock him back a bit. But Steve, it's like a rainforest out here.
Yeah, I mean it's causing some difficulty with vision. I'd be surprised if either team can throw effectively.
Robards handing off to Cortez. Cortez marching up the right side. Gets to the 45, down to the 44-yard line. Still behind that original line of scrimmage there. So there's still going to be some distance between Broken Arrow and another first down. If you're just joining us, 41-14, our score with 4:50 left to go in the third quarter. And I would guess, based on the look at the stands and the rain falling, that our listener numbers may have gone up over the last little bit.
I believe so.
Second down, 15 to go here. Shotgun formation, Robards back to throw. Off the right hash mark. He'll sling it up the right side, aiming for somebody. It's over his head. His intended receiver, Isaiah Keller, for the Tigers, and that's going to bring up third down and 15.
Deuce Mayberry there in coverage. A nice throw by Robards, especially with this mist, heavy mist coming down right now.
4:44 left to go here. Talking to Grant Mowry at halftime, he said, man, I got to admit, it's nice out here, but it's not nice for football. Does feel good to have cooler temperatures in this rain, but man, it's wreaking havoc. Robards back to throw. He'll toss it to Cortez. Cortez at the 40, down to the 35-30, brought down at the 26-yard line. And it should be good enough for a Broken Arrow first down as they'll move up those chains. 4:35 left to go on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. Don't forget to go see our friends at Academic Advantage. If you feel your child has something that needs to be addressed, from ADD to ADHD, they even help with ACT prep. academicadvantage.org is the address to go to. And after the game, don't forget about our friends at McDonald's. They have 3 locations, 76th Street, 116th, and also in the Owasso Walmart. Always fresh at McDonald's. They were measuring on this first down.
They're going to say they're short.
And it looks like it's going to be 4th down. We were just sure that they were going to move up those chains, Steve, and they brought the chains out to measure, and it looks like at this point that it may be short for a Broken Arrow first down.
Well, Coach Alexander has a smile on his face, so you can rest assured he's going to run something up the middle here to try to convert.
4:35 left to go here. I formation now.
Yeah.
Robards under center. Tolbert dotting the I. Handoff to the fullback. He'll jump up on the pile. Up the middle went Kaiser Newell. And that'll be good enough for the Broken Arrow first down, more than likely. And yes, they'll move up those chains. 1st and 10 Tigers at the 28-yard line. 4:29 left to play here.
Good news with that, it keeps the clock rolling.
That is true. Twins to the left, and Cherry back in at quarterback. Ready to take the snap here with an empty backfield behind him. On the keeper, Cherry up the middle to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Broken Arrow, and it's now 47-14 with 4 minutes left to go in this third quarter. And unfortunately, Broken Arrow having their way with the Owasso defense in this third quarter, Steve.
Yeah, and this defense is just worn down. They're wounded, they're hurt, they're tired, and it is really showing up. And give Broken Arrow credit. They are big, and they're physical, and they are going to come out and show you, and that's exactly what they're doing here tonight.
Extra point attempt coming from Seagraves. Here's the kick. Oh, it's blocked. Oh, baby. Well, there's a ray of sunshine in a cloudy third quarter. They were able to block the extra point. Let's go down to Christian on the sidelines. And Christian, I tell you, kind of a gloomy third quarter, but a few bright spots like that one. Overall, though, a lot of ground to cover here, and Broken Arrow kind of having their way with us in the third.
Well, Grant, we're going to see a few guys get in the game, and these are still meaningful minutes. If you can be on the right side of blocked extra points like that, right side of fumbles, you can carry that into the rest of next week, and there's some progress made.
4:03 left to play. What are you hearing on the sideline right now?
It's all business, guys. Talking about executing the play, making sure the alignment is correct. Luke Denny has to do a little bit of adjusting at the line still, and I don't think that's what they want in week 3, but there's a lot of progress being made on that front. On the defensive side of the ball, the secondary coaches are as active as ever, and they've got some good talent to work with too.
All right, we'll check in with Christian here in just a little bit. Our score, 47-14, 4:02 left to play. And Owasso with a lot of ground to cover here in this second half, and at this point, you just have to go with it and try to do what you can, Steve.
Yeah, we're at the 4:02 mark here of this third quarter, and Broken Arrow has amassed 397 yards Owasso just over 100 total yards in this ball game.
1st and 10. Owasso. Keeney back in with Eddie Nava next to him in the shotgun, and Grant Van Landingham back in the ball game, as is Keelan Carney. They're both split to the right. Handoff Eddie Nava up the middle. He runs into a buzzsaw at the 33-yard line, so a gain of 3 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 7 now for the Rams, with 3:47 left to play on this John E. Kohler custom watches game clock.
Mario Kirby came up a bit gimpy that time, and I think he's going to come off the field. Going in for him will be Dwaylon Reed, another sophomore, 6 foot, 205 pounds. These sophomores are going to have a lot of experience in a couple of years, Grant.
Keeney with twins to the right, one man split to the left, back to throw, slings it up the middle of the field, overthrows Trey Goins just a bit.
I think we're going to have a flag of pass interference there on the defense.
Yeah, the flag came down at about the 43-yard line. 3:15 left to play here, 47-14 our score. Broken Arrow, it's been all Tigers so far.
Defense, 10-yard penalty results in a first down.
And the penalty on Broken Arrow will result in another Westerman Financial Services first down for the Rams, as they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 45. Twins to the right, Van Landingham and Carney. Nava still in as Keeney drops back to throw, tries to gun it to Van Landingham at the 45 of Broken Arrow, but it's off his fingertips. And we've mentioned, Steve, I mean, the rain is starting to subside and the mist is starting to subside, but it's still a little hard to throw the football.
Well, the umpire just running to spot the ball slipped and fell there at the 46-yard line, went down to his knees.
2nd and 10 for the Owasso Rams. Going split to the right, and now a quick toss into the hands of Eddie Nava. Nava runs into a defender at the 46-yard line, and the stop there is going to be Gavin Potter.
Nava on the carry.
And it'll be 3rd down and about 9 to go. He did get a yards gain on the play there as they spotted it at the 46-yard line, Owasso's own 46. Keeney ready to take the snap again with twins to the left, one man split to the right. He switches places with Nava there on the right hash mark and gets ready to take the snap. Does so, drops back this time, looking to throw. He'll sling it up the right side toward Goins at the 15-yard line. He's dragged out of bounds, but that's a completed pass and another big Westerman Financial Services first down, Steve.
I tell you what, Trey Goins just ran an excellent pattern. It was a streak down the near side, and Will Keeney threw the football perfectly for Trey to be able to run under and make that catch. The Rams are in business here inside the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 Owasso at the Broken Arrow 14-yard line. Keeney taking the snap, handing off to Carney. Carney out around the right end, gets to the 10, down to the 8, wrapped up by a Broken Arrow defender, and that's Bryce Matoida. And with 2:11 left to play here, it'll be 2nd at about 3 for the Owasso Rams from the 8-yard line. Twins to each side of the line here. They'll spot it on the right hash mark. Keeney with Nava next to him in the gun.
Kirby in the slot here on the near side.
And now Keeney back to pass, looking, drops back to throw, slings it into the end zone. Touchdown, Owasso. Grant Van Landingham making the catch. He's back in business, Steve.
Great play, a nice look by Will Keeney to let that play develop. Good protection by his offensive line. And the Rams put another touchdown on the board.
That'll make it 47-20. You know,
I know.
They had a 5-touchdown fourth quarter against Bentonville West. I mean, I just remind you of that. Here's the, oh no, we dropped the fire. Rolling out to the left this time, Gage Laney. He's ran out of bounds as he ended up dropping the hold there. Tried to do something with it, but ended up getting ran out of bounds. 1:43 left to play, 47-20 our score. So the good news is the Rams score. The bad news is they are unable to get the extra point. And we'll be back for the kickoff in 30 seconds. It's Broken Arrow 47, Owasso 20. 1:43 left to play. This is Rams football on KYFM. Back here at Owasso, our score 47-20. Grant Merrill, Steve Mowry, Christian Favalora. As I believe Steve may have had an injury unrelated to the football team. I think we've got maybe a member of the crew down.
One of our chain gang got knocked when they went out of bounds. He went down as well. And they're tending to him right now. He's still down on the ground, took a pretty good lick.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get Christian on here in just a second. Christian, it looks like a member of the chain gang brought down on that last play. What are they doing down there?
Well, guys, one of my favorite guys in the line crew actually got knocked down. Old Richard Dossett. He's fine. I'm glad to report that because we'd be in a world of hurt if we didn't have him on the chain gang.
Well, obviously, that's kind of a scary place to be sometimes when these things happen, but good to know that he's okay and they're tending to him. I think they're going to get him off the field here as they bring out the medical cart.
He's not going to like that. Mr. Dawson.
Yeah, I'm most commonly on the Owasso sideline, so I'm just looking from about the same distance you guys are, but the BA fans are leaning in and
Steve, what were you going to say? Christian couldn't hear you.
Well, I was just going to say Mr. Dawson's not going to want to be driven off the field. He's going to want to walk off. He's not going to like this.
No.
All right.
No, we can't lose him.
All right, well, Christian, we'll check in with you here in just a few minutes. And while they tend to Mr. Dawson on the chain game, we'll take another break and be back right after this. Make it a minute break, and we'll come back. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on KYFM.
To get great care for your everyday life, you need more than an everyday doctor. You need one that listens. And that's just what Ascension doctors at St. John do. Listening to you helps us see your whole picture. And with care teams who take the time to understand you, getting the care you need when and where you need it has never been easier. Find care that is right for you at getstjohncare.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Naveen Colombi, orthopedic surgeon with Tulsa Bone and Joint in Owasso. The big thing is that we're here, we're local, and our goals are to provide a quick appointment, spend time with each patient to explain everything that's going on. We are the official physicians of the Owasso Rams, but we're real excited and very proud to serve the community in Owasso and the surrounding area. Tulsa Bone and Joint obviously has a great reputation in the region. We bring all of that power here to Owasso.
At about the 10-yard line, bounced back to the 16 and was marked off and finally brought down by Kaiser of the Broken Arrow Tigers, Steve. And tell you, this mist still coming down, it's affecting everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the field is slick and the ball is slick. It's just been one of those odd type rains here tonight. And as you mentioned earlier, it comes and goes, and right now it has really let up, but still a lot of moisture in there, and a cooler night as well, causing some issues with the football.
Twins to the left now as Tate Robards back in at quarterback. Off the right hash mark, he'll take it. Handoff, first man through is going to get it up to the 20-yard line, up to the 23. On the run there is Jalen Johnson for the Broken Arrow Tigers. I believe that's his first appearance of the night.
Yeah, they have a stable of running backs, and they got a lot of depth on this ball club right now.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 5, a minute 17 left to go in this third quarter. On the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. A lot of green stains on those white jerseys, Steve.
Yes.
Whistle's blowing before they can get a snap off.
Yeah, we got an equipment issue with the Rams and a helmet.
Had a lot of helmets coming off tonight.
Yeah.
You've been the eagle eye on loose helmets.
Several of those. Tristan Profit now in the game, playing over the safety spot.
Handoff, first man through. Johnson up to the 30, gets up to the 33-yard line.
So where Cortez is more of a north-south runner, you bring in the Johnson. He's a bit more of a slasher, a little bit more speed, quickness, ability to juke and move.
40 seconds left to go here. 47-20 our score. Third quarter action here at Owasso. Not the way the Rams want to see it tonight, but we've still got a quarter of football to be played. Trips out to the left now. Handoff. Johnson up the right hash mark, running with room ahead of him. Gets to the 43, down to the 44-yard line. Close to another first down for Broken Arrow.
And again, I think we're going to see Coach Alexander as this third quarter begins to tick down to a close. He's going to give us a big dose of that running game.
47-20, 3 quarters put in the books here at Owasso High School Stadium. We'll take a break and be back for the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram Football on Bright Star 100.1 KYFM, presented by InsideOwasso.com. Second down and 3 to go. The ball spotted at the 41-yard line. Handoff. Robards. Johnson up the middle. Gets just far enough for the first down, Steve. Looks like they'll move up the chains here, and Broken Arrow with a little more life here. As we head into the fourth quarter, 47-20 our score.
Try to get you some scoring updates on other games in the area.
Twins, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Twins to the left, and now Robards handing off. First man through gets tackled by about 3 Owasso defenders, and on the try there was Zach Marchicelli. He'll be brought down for a loss. Second down and about 13 to go.
I believe that was a mod triplet on the tackle, and did an outstanding job of coming up over the right defensive side, making a play. And we're going to see, I think we're going to see Coach Blankenship kind of give some of these other guys an opportunity to come in, see what they can do, see if he's got anybody that he might be able to draw upon in future games.
Twins to each side of the line here. Robards back to throw. Runs forward instead at the 40, brought down at the 43-yard line. Back near that original line of scrimmage, Steve.
Caught from behind by Aiden Odell. I think Robards just couldn't make his decision soon enough to take off. It had a lot of room up the middle, but a good job by Odell to get off his block and make the tackle. Looking at some of those other scores, Jinx now leading. Well, actually, it's a final. Jinx has defeated Union,
oh, wow.
the Rams' opponent, in 2 weeks. Jinx wins 27-10 over the Redskins.
Third down and 11 to go here. Ready to take the snap is Robards. He'll be back to throw. Slings it into the hands of Cortez at the 40, up to the 45. Right out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
And we're going to have a flag in the backfield, and I think that's going to go against Broken Arrow, some post-play activity. Cortez comes up maybe with a cramp. He's going to go off on the sideline. Mentioning that Jinx game, Grant, former Owasso High School graduate Keith Riggs now taking over for Alan Trimble, and I can tell you there's not a finer person to take over that program than Keith Riggs. I know there's always been the concern of who's going to come in, who's going to do what, but I know Keith is a fantastic football coach as well as a fantastic person, and he's going to bring to that program exactly what Coach Trimble brought to it: character, discipline, and using football as a stage to build more than just football players. And he's just a fantastic guy, an Owasso Hall of Famer here. And so congratulations to him. We won't see them on our schedule unless something were to develop in the playoffs.
Third down and about 1.5 miles after a personal foul penalty, Steve. And they're all the way back to the 16-yard line. And now on the keeper, running forward is Cherry. He'll get to the 30-yard line, up to the 34.
We just cannot tackle him, and I don't understand why, because he goes about 6'5", 6'6".
9:35 left to go, 47-20 our score.
I was talking to former OSU great and current Owasso High School basketball coach Brian Montanati at halftime, and I said he's listed at 6'4", 6'5", but coach, he looks like he could post you up inside. So he is a big man there at quarterback.
Yeah, he is. 9:15 left to play here on the Johnny Kohler Custom Watches game clock. 47-20 our score, and a timeout taken. Take it with them and be back right after this. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on KYFM.
Ram fans, keep up with your favorite team all year long with the official app of Owasso Ram Athletics. A free download in the App Store and Google Play, the Owasso Athletics app will keep you up to date with all things Ram. Schedules, scores, rosters, news, social media, final score notifications, as well as live broadcasts are just a touch away. The official app of the Owasso Rams, proudly presented by Jim Glover Auto Family. Download today for free in the App Store and Google Play.
47-20 our score as Broken Arrow leads it. Let's go down to Christian Favalora on the sidelines. Christian, is it getting a little less damp out there?
Well, Grant, what would you like me to say?
Well, I mean, give us a weather report. Give me Alan Crone or Travis Meyer of this broadcast.
We'll go with Travis Meyer. Seriously, about 15, 20 minutes ago, there was so much mist and just everything was blowing around in front of these incredible stadium lights that you could almost not see very clearly, the receiver down the field. It was pretty rough. And now, of course, that the game is reaching a new level, the mist has kind of gone away. We're all wet down here, but we're not upset about it.
How's that new turf working out on this wet weather? I mean, have you heard much out of the players regarding that?
I haven't heard anybody talking about it, but it's been interesting to watch. There are not a lot of guys slipping or losing their footing, and as you know, it's been wet down here for hours. So probably tells you it's a pretty good investment. A lot of guys are cutting upfield, backfield, and staying on their feet, Will Keeney included.
Sure the school board will be happy to hear that. Thanks, Christian. Handoff, first man through, gets up to about the 39-yard line. And that's going to be Eddie Nava on the run there for the Owasso Rams, Steve, and that'll bring up second down and about 5 yards to go from the 39. 8:47 left to go here. Fourth quarter action. Keeney rolling out to the right this time, slings it up the field. Nobody there to get it.
Not sure exactly who the intended receiver was that time.
I don't know that anybody was there.
In the vicinity.
No.
Little misdirection as he fakes the handoff to his left and rolled back to his right, but a couple of Broken Arrow Tiger defenders right in his face, so he had to release early.
.8:33 left to play in this one. 47-20 our score. Empty backfield behind Will Keeney. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Back to throw. Keeney trying to aim for Mario Kirby. The pass broken up. Leading the defensive charge there was Gavin Potter for the Tigers. 8:28 left to play here, and it'll be 4th and about 4. So Owasso will be kicking it away. Alex Haight will do the honors, and Isaiah Keller setting up shop at about the 25-yard line. We'll await the kick. Here it comes. End over end. It is going to bounce high and roll back to about the 26-yard line, brought down at about the 24. 8:17 left to go here. Steve, what are you seeing around the state? Any other scores popping up here?
Let me check that out. Of course, the big Tulsa County game with Jinx and Union, 27-10. Westmore, number 5, defeats number 9 Southmore, 41-20. Southmore will be a district foe that we'll face down the line.
Handoff, first man through, pummeled at about the 27-yard line. Tate Robards, the quarterback, back in the ball game.
Also have Edmond Santa Fe, ranked number 7, a 29-14 victor over the Mustang Broncos. And then UConn rolls up 49 points over Moore, 49-27.
Had a bunch of action last night, too. Saw Sand Springs, big winner, and a couple of other teams in action last night. Robards, the quarterback, handing off to Johnson. He takes it up the left side, gets up to the 35, up to the 40-yard line.
Interesting game is in 6A2, Stillwater defeated Norman North 44-21.
Wow.
And of course, Coach Mike Gundy's son, the quarterback there for the Stillwater Pioneers, that was a longtime foe of the Owasso Rams for many, many years.
1st and 10, Broken Arrow, I formation for Robards, the quarterback. Johnson dotting the I, taking the handoff. Up the left side he goes to the 40, 45, up to the 49-yard line, just inside the 50. That's another first down for the Tigers.
This Jalen Johnson is just a sophomore for Broken Arrow, 5'8", 160 pounds, and he is really hard to bring down in traffic. He has that quick step side-to-side movement when he gets in traffic in the middle of the field. He doesn't, even when he works his way to the outside in an unorthodox manner, he tries to work his way back into traffic, but it's very effective for him.
1st and 10. Johnson, that lone back behind the quarterback. Robards ready to take the snap from the 50-yard line.
Letting the play clock run down inside 10 each time now.
Handoff, Johnson tried to bust up the middle, gets up to the 46 or so.
Well, that might have been tough for him because he blew a shoe about the same time he took the handoff. There at about the 46-yard line. They'll flip it back to him.
You're the eagle eye on lost equipment, you know, helmets, shoes.
Umpires falling down at midfield. I'm looking for something positive.
You know, we were going to call that drone we talked about, the Mallory Funeral Home eye in the sky. You're the eye in the sky from the press box when it those binoculars.
Oh, wow.
2nd down, 7 to go. Robards under center, handoff again, busting up the middle was Tolbert, who'll get to the 40, up to the 35, 30, breaking free, flags flying.
Yeah, that one's coming back.
Yeah, he got down real close to the end zone, but they blew the whistle and threw those flags, so that won't go anywhere.
Deuce Mayberry on the far side of the field looked like he's battling some type of a cramp. Now we just had another late flag come out, so that'll be...
Offense, 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, still second down. They say holding on the offense.
Okay. But I don't understand why the second referee threw his flag down as both teams were walking back to the spot of the football.
I guess everybody likes to feel included, so.
I will say, Grant, the one thing I love about this turf, and Rob can attest to this over the years, I like the non-gloss finish that it has, because there were issues with the previous lights in the field turf that we had, sometimes seeing flags, spotting of the ball, spotting number. I mean, there was just sometimes a reflective issue that made it difficult to spot things like that. So I tell you, one of the biggest improvements for me when we talk about the field turf, the new scoreboard, these lights are fantastic.
2nd and 10 from the 49 when we come back, but we've got a pause in the action on the field, so we'll keep it right here. Steve, obviously an off week next week. Probably couldn't come at a better time to get some people healed up.
Yeah.
Back to action and just kind of give the Rams a chance to regroup here.
Well, and then you come in with a Union ball club, or actually we will be traveling down to Union, and this Broken Arrow team defeated Union in 0 week 33-10, and then Union wins last week and then loses tonight against their rival, the Jinx Trojans. So that's going to be a real interesting matchup. Now, you got to think that these teams ranked 1 through 4. I wouldn't think that Union would drop much further down. I don't know. They like to do a token West Side team inside every now and then. So maybe, I don't know even who that would be. Probably Westmore. But that should be an interesting matchup for a must-win, basically, in this district.
Deuce Mayberry injured and being helped off the field. Down to the 44 go the Broken Arrow Tigers. They'll try to press forward to the 42-yard line. Oh, well, with 5:43 left to play here.
Another local score that just in is Class 2A number 6 Rejoice. The Eagles defeat Kiefer 38-8. Coach Brent Marley coming in and doing a fantastic job over there with a lot of former Owasso teachers and coaches and a lot of the kids that we know here in the community. And the Eagles got things going over there on their new field as well.
3rd down and 3. They got some nice facilities for sure. On the keeper, up the middle goes Cherry. He's up to the 25, ran out of bounds at about the 22. 5:06 left to play here. 47-20 our score, and Broken Arrow gets that first down.
I'm no physics major, but I do know the best way to tackle that man is about knee high. And I don't mean anything dirty. I just mean you cannot get up around his shoulders and expect to drag him down to the ground. And I'm not sure that we've actually tackled him to the ground other than 1 or 2 times on the evening.
They'll sub Tate Robards back in at quarterback. And he'll get ready to take the snap here with Twins out to the right. Handoff, first man through up the left side, hits a wall of defenders at the 25-yard line, and on the run there is Keon Barnett.
23, Keon Barnett on the carry.
4:35 left to play here as the Johnny Kohler custom game clock rolls on. 47-20 our score. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Just trying to run this one out.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Twins out to the right. Out of the gun. Robards handing off again to that same 23 Barnett.
Let's just make something happen. Brendan Dye in again, filling in for Kewan Hay. And I'm not making any excuses, Grant, I'm just relaying facts, but you've got Keywan Hay out of the lineup, and he's like our Will Keeney on defense. And then you lose Hilton Mosby and his ability and leadership. I mean, those are two big hits for the Owasso Rams.
Well, like we say, I mean, this off week couldn't come at a better time to get healed up and try to get some people back into action when we play at Union in 2 weeks. Off the left hash mark, handoff, first man through. Barnett gets down to the 18-yard line. Keon Barnett, 5'8", 156 pounds, and getting a lot of playing time here in this fourth quarter. And, it's one of these things, I guess, Steve, where you're just seeing the fact that Broken Arrow will be able to lock and reload here over these next few years. They've got a bright future ahead of them.
But I know the Rams have got a lot of growing to do, and I liked what Coach Blankenship said the other day, that we can grow into a pretty good football team.
Twins to the right, Robards handing off once again to Barnett, down to the 15 he goes, brought down to about the 11-yard line.
Tell you what I've seen with this Broken Arrow offensive line tonight, though, Grant, is the fact that when plays are being made at the initial contact, a lot of red shirts are getting up off the ground, peeling white shirts off of them. I mean, we're getting pancaked. We're not just getting blocked. We're getting manhandled right now.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Barnett, that lone back behind the quarterback Robards. Twins to the right, handoff. Barnett trying to bust up the middle, and a big defensive wall stopping him at the 9-yard line with 2:11 left to play here.
Looked like Jaden Thomason again in on the play. Trying to see who's coming up. We have a player grabbing his arm. That may have been Thomason.
Rams will fall to 1-2 tonight. But, certainly with the schedule ahead of us and Broken Arrow being #1 in the state, no reason to wave the white flag.
No.
We're very much behind this team. Handoff, first man through, Barnett up the right side, down to the 1-yard line he goes. He was awfully close to the goal line, but didn't get in. Union ought to actually be a pretty good game. You got two 1-2 teams coming in to face each other.
And they'll both be desperate for a win because, again, all 4 of these teams in Tulsa County have had a very, very difficult first 3 games. And for Owasso to face off with Union, that could very well be the district championship here in the first game.
Isaiah Keller in a tailback, and now Robards takes a knee. They are going to just run the time off the clock and not inflict any more insults onto the Rams this evening here on the scoreboard. And
appreciate that.
Everybody's going to pack up and kind of get ready to
move on to next week.
Move on to the bye week, head on to the house, and get ready to face Union in 2 weeks.
As I get ready to nail this last one, sidebar, because nobody in Oklahoma cares about Arkansas.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tulsa and Texas tomorrow.
Yeah.
I find that just a little bit interesting. I'm getting Brewers giving me the golly. His mom and dad will be tweeting me. The Tulsa, Texas, real quick, 10 seconds before the clock's out. Tulsa have a chance?
Yeah, I think so.
I do too. I do too.
I'm not going to go into all my Texas jokes here, but
but I don't think it'll be as one-sided as this game was here this evening.
If you see Texas play North Korea, I'll be the one with the Kim Jong-un hat on. 47-20, the final score. Clock rolls down and hits the triple zeros, and we've got a post-game show ahead of us as the First United Bank Mortgage Ram recap is straight ahead. 47-20, the final. And when we come back, we'll talk this one over, go over the RCB Bank by the number stats report, and we'll see what we can find out about the Rams and the Tigers tonight from a numbers perspective. Stay with us. This is Owasso Ram Football on KYFM.